This past Sunday in our gospel reading, we heard that famous statement we know as John 3:16, and it got me to thinking. I remembered this guy from the 1980s, and many of you probably remember him or have heard about him, seen his picture. His name is Rollin Stewart, and he was an auto mechanic and had a small farm in eastern Washington State, and he became a Christian about the age of 30, and he wanted to spread the word. So he decided that he would get in front of the camera as often as he could. He took donations. He traveled around to various sports events, lots of football games, some golf tournaments. He was at the Indy 500 once. He was in the 1980 Olympics in Moscow. And he was even at the wedding of Princess Diana and Charles. John 3:16. Spreading the word. Well, another person that we encountered this week, not in our readings, but in our church calendar, a very different style. His name is George Herbert. He did not have to clamor for attention. He gained it through being a very good student at Cambridge and then a wonderful speaker. He was elected orator of the university at the age of like 25. King James really liked him. King James of the King James translation of the Bible. But when King James died, George Herbert remembered his original desire to become a minister. So he gave it all up. He was even in Parliament, served a term. He studied for the priesthood, became a priest, and went to a little church out in the middle of nowhere. No fame, no fortune, to serve God. And unfortunately, he died of tuberculosis only 3 years later. But some of his poetry and a wonderful narrative of his life, The Country Parson, still survives. So which one do you think spread the word? I know I have my preference. What about you? Just a thought.